Hey guys, Overseer here, bringing you another episode of Road to YCS Philadelphia. Today I want to talk about a deck that slowly has gained popularity in our current meta, and of course, it's been, one or two has been topping their past two YCS I've seen, and I'm talking about, of course, Chamber. I really hate that deck. Like, it's so annoying. I'm not saying the deck takes no skill to play. I know it takes a lot of conservation and learn how to react, how to activate your chains in orders. But again, the deck is annoying. But like other decks, every deck has annoying parts to it. So now I'm gonna talk a little about what cards we should play against Burn. The most standard one is of course Royal Decree. The deck does play almost 20 traps, I want to say, maybe more. Incorporating, like, you can think of Accumulated Fortune, Jar of Greed, Reckless Greed, Legacy Jatagaratsu, Yama Trio, Jetson Sir, Secret Barrel, Chain Detonation, some people are playing. But anywho, those are some of the cards they play that are basically mostly traps. So Royal Decree would be like the most logical thing to side against them. Now, with that in mind, you guys should be aware that a lot of the chain burn decks are siding into Insectors, which makes them, it's gonna try to catch you off guard with that, because they think that you're gonna side all your defensive stuff, like your Solemn Warning stuff, which you shouldn't side your Solemn Warning because you do not want a Geometry to resolve. I would personally think you should keep one warning and your torrentials in. Maybe take out I wouldn't take out a hit traps either, because when they were Geometry you can still synchro with the tokens. If you still play synchros, you can make a 5 or 4. I mean a 5 or a 7 if you guys still play those. I do play Armor in another level 7 that I'm not revealing right now. But keep those cards in mind. Next card is Tornado. We do have 3 MSTs, but being able to react at the end phase of your opponent when they set all their cards and basically cripple down their chains, slowing the draw, because all the chain does is replenish your hand, and they burn you. So basically they keep flowing. So being able to end phase the back rows is going to be beneficial to you, because they're going to be so behind in cards. Because the burn itself, they're all -1 unless they have their Abundance, their Accumulated Fortunes, and their Reckless Greed to follow up with, and they have pieces. So, being able to hit them in the end phase is really critical. Another card is Jinso. Now, as a body, Jinso is very big. The good thing about Jinso is traps cannot be activated. So basically, your opponent cannot be like, oh, I chain 2 Jinso summon. Change. No, that cannot happen. Well, what you do is, if you do summon a Jinso, you can play Heavy Stone right away and completely shit on them, and they will not have any response at all. So now, the other thing, we all know that they play Lava Golem, so be careful trying summoning multiple monsters, and again, be careful with the Insector side deck. So if you're gonna summon Jinso, be sure you have ways to prevent your opponent from getting rid of it. So another one. Another body that I've been thinking about is Death Wombat. Basically anti-burn. All it does is the control of this card cannot take any effect damage. So it's something else to throw out there. And it's a body of 1600. That's the only bad thing, that you cannot search it with Sengen, because it's only 1600. So oh well. You do what you do with what you got. So the next card I found really funny, but I think it might work if you do use for it, is Side Blocker. What Side Blocker does is basically you call the card of the name of a card, and until the opponent's end phase, that card cannot be used in all its effects. So basically like a mini prohibition, in a sense. So if you are really strong read on your opponent having like Swift Scarecrow, and you got the OTK ready, just call their stalker, call the Battlefield, call Swift Scarecrow, you try to bait them out with that. You can even call Lava Golem and they can't even drop it on you, so allowing you to overextend. and as long as you remain face on the field, you can still call names of cards, and prevent your opponent from using those cards if you do know what they are, what they might have in their hands. Now next, this is a really interesting card, because based on the rules, people have to set their cards one at a time. Now what Bounty Game do, I don't know if a lot of guys seen it, you can only activate this card when your opponent has 4 cards in their hand, and activate one of the following effects. So basically, you can activate it when your opponent starts setting, because they have to set 1 card at a time. Now the effect that you're most likely going to want to activate is you're able to activate 2 effects. One is your opponent cannot draw during their next draw phase. So basically, skip their next draw phase turn, kind of like in Reckless Greed. And the other effect is your opponent cannot activate any spell and traps during this turn, which is kind of like a Cold Wave, but hard to use. But, if you use it right, you might be able to stall your opponent for 1 turn. So, it's, when I first saw them, like, wow, is this card like Dust Shoot? And I'm like, oh, wait, exactly 4 cards. Which is good, but not as good as Dust Shoot. So, and then the last card I've noticed from the last set, Commander Source. I don't know if this card is really, I don't know if I'm reading it right, but in my opinion it says when your opponent draws from their draw phase, you can activate this card, and then they reveal the card. It says they reveal a card or cards, so basically I'm assuming if there any way you can draw multiple cards in draw phase, and basically you check their spell, if there's any spell and traps involved in the cards that they drew, and you can choose 2 of the following effects. One is destroy all cards they drew, and the other one is destroy 1 spell trap. So basically what you can do with this is, during the draw phase, you can activate this card, you can activate like MST, Dust Tornado, or Reckless, or any kind of thing to trigger their chains. And then basically if they have like Jar of Greed, Reckless Greed, and a bundle of Accumulated Fortune, they'll resolve their card, and then you chain this. They'll resolve their cards in the draw phase. They're drawing their 5 cards, and then you'll check all those cards, and if they're all spell traps, you can send them all to the graveyard. So, therefore, crippling the deck. I don't know if that's how this works, but that's how I understand it to work. If you guys know, please post in the comment below. So, yep. So that's it for now for this little update. So be sure to thumbs up this video. I will keep bringing out more videos, what to expect for YCS Philly. So thumbs up this video if you also want to see deck profile with these guys. I know it's been all over the place, but I have a build of my own. So you're supposed if you want to see this build. So until next time, Uber Zero out.